Questions answered at the White House.
Altitudes were considerably lower than the Chinese high-altitude balloon.
After 4 unmanned aircrafts are shot down. Governor DeSantis weighing in.
Conservatives would say, there's a liberal bias in these outlets.
On a Supreme Court case about press freedom. And it's the sweetest part of Valentine's Day. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Hawa Ezel.
I'm Kelly Sanchez. Today is Tuesday, February 14th, 2023.
Live from the FIU Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
They say that tougher gun laws do not decrease gun violence. We call BS!
It's been 5 years to the day since the tragedy at Marjory Stoneman Douglas, and now officials are dealing with the death on a different campus, Michigan State University. Mourning today at Michigan State University after a shooting that left 3 dead and 5 more critically injured.
It was last night on campus in Lansing, Michigan. The shooter was a 43-year-old man with no affiliation to the university, who was later found dead nearby. Police say he took his own life. Students across the university were told to shelter in place, but panicked when they heard gunshots.
It's terrifying, man. It really is. We don't know what to do at all. We're just listening to the police scanners, hoping for the best.
You never think it's going to happen until it actually happens. You think you're safe. And then we all thought we were safe on the second floor in the cafeteria, but obviously we weren't. We were told to evacuate. We all ran out. It was terrifying. It was pretty scary.
No word yet on motive. Classes and activities on the MSU campus are canceled for the next 48 hours as police are continuing their investigation.
It's been almost 5 months since Hurricane Ian hit Southwest Florida, and this morning, victims are still struggling. Since it devastated the state last September, victims are still waiting to receive the help they need from FEMA. Many homeowners are living in difficult conditions. Some are even living in tents. FEMA says they are working to fulfill the needs of the victims.
After a Chinese surveillance balloon was destroyed off the coast of South Carolina, more objects shot down by the U.S. this weekend. Reporter Rachel Costa from our D.C. Bureau has more from the White House.
After shooting down 3 more unidentified objects in North America since the Chinese balloon, the Biden administration held a press conference to address people's concerns.
Altitudes were considerably lower than the Chinese high-altitude balloon and did pose a threat to civilian commercial air traffic. And while we have no specific reason to suspect that they were conducting surveillance of any kind, we couldn't rule that out.
The U.S. forces shot down 3 objects over the weekend, one over Alaska on Friday, another in Canada near the U.S. border on Saturday, and one in Michigan on Sunday. Canada is recovering the Saturday shoot-down and analyzing the wreckage.
In light of the Chinese balloon program and this recent incursion into our airspace, the United States and Canada, through NORAD, have been more closely scrutinizing that airspace, including enhancing our radar capabilities, which, as the commander of NORTHCOM and NORAD, General Van Herk, said just last night, may at least partially explain the increase in the objects that have been detected.
During the briefing, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre also denied the ongoing rumors and said there's no indication that these objects could be extraterrestrial activities. Kirby confirmed that there's no U.S. surveillance objects in China's airspace, but that China does have a high-altitude balloon program connected to the Chinese military for intelligence collection. For the South Florida Media Network from Washington, D.C., I'm Rachel Costa.
This morning, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis finds himself at the center of a heated discussion over freedom of the press. Last week, the governor held a panel discussion on media and defamation, attacking a 1964 Supreme Court case that empowered journalists. D.C. Bureau reporter Sofia Zuniga has more from outside the Supreme Court.
Governor Ron DeSantis' live stream included guests who claimed to have been wronged by the media. DeSantis and other Republicans are attacking the 1964 Supreme Court case, the New York Times Company versus Sullivan, which protects the media in defamation cases.
I'm just trying to think, I go back, think about 20, 30 years ago. I think conservatives would say, there's a liberal bias in these outlets. Yeah. You pursue the narrative, you're trying to advance the agenda, trying to get the clicks, and the fact-checking, the contrary facts, all that has kind of fallen by the wayside.
DeSantis said the press uses New York Times versus Sullivan to smear public officials through anonymous sources and wants to make it easier to sue the media. The New York Times Company versus Sullivan case established that plaintiffs must prove there is actual malice when a defendant publishes false information. Supporters of the case's ruling say it ensures government transparency.
It's really attack on the press. If the press is prohibited from reporting on certain things, or if they have a much greater standard, there's a sort of chilling effect on their ability and their desire to publish certain things, particularly when it's the most important and it's about public figures and public officials.
Among DeSantis' guests at the panel were Nick Sandmann, who was in a viral video after attending a March for Life, and Libby Locke, a media defamation lawyer who has also pushed for judicial review of the case.
The reason for the First Amendment and freedom of the press is to inform the electorate. They are not doing it now. They are agenda-driven and filling the airwaves and people's minds with just rubbish.
You know, it's always easy to cast the media as the enemy. And I think DeSantis has done a pretty good job of appealing to what his base wants. And, you know, appearing that he is, you know, kind of fighting for the little people.
Two Supreme Court Justices, Clarence Thomas and Neil Gorsuch, have shown interest in revisiting the case, but experts say politicians will find other loopholes if this doesn't happen. Reporting for the South Florida Media Network from Washington, D.C., I'm Sofia Zuniga.
A liberal arts college in Central Florida is taking a conservative turn this morning. Former Florida Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran has a new job as the interim president of the new College of Florida, which is near Tampa. This comes after Governor Ron DeSantis appointed 6 new trustees to make his conservative vision for the college a reality. Corcoran will reportedly make $400,000 more than his predecessor.
You can't celebrate love without chocolate. Reporter Leanne Abu-Tarbush takes us to the trendiest spots for some good Valentine's chocolate.
Hey guys, I'm Leanne, but today you can call me Willy Wonka because I'm going to be showing you the best chocolate places not only for Valentine's Day, but for all the chocolate lovers out there. So first on the list is Exquisito Chocolates in the iconic Calle Ocho. Exquisito Chocolate source their cocoa beans from 8 different farms in Latin America and the Caribbean using only sugar, no preservatives or additives. Everything they have is also made by hand. Their Valentine's collection ranges from $10 for 3 bonbons to $89 for the bigger chocolate boxes. But they stand out with their unique flavors like the Margarita Bonbon and their Guava Bonbon. So the first thing we're gonna try is their Valentine's special, so bonbon. It's Margarita Bonbon. And what's so special about it is the first layer, it's lemon salt with white chocolate, and the second layer is just tequila. And it's covered with chocolate that's painted with like a tie-dye of blue and pink. It looks so aesthetically pleasing, so I'm so excited to try it. Okay guys, Exquisito Chocolate's what's great, but now we have other spots we need to check out. Let's go ahead and go to Coral Gables where we're gonna check out Chocolate Fashion. So we're here in Chocolate Fashion located in Miracle Mile. Let's go try it out. Hello. Chocolate Fashion is an artisanal bakery known for its chocolatey desserts, truffles, and macaroons. It was opened in 2004 by a French couple, and now it's one of South Florida's go-to spots for house-style French desserts. Okay guys, although we didn't get to try anything, I know it's delicious and we had a great time, but now we gotta move to the next spot. Let's go to Beauchour. Okay guys, so we're here in Beauchour. So this place was opened in 2020 by the award-winning chef Antonio Beauchour. I'm very excited, so let's go ahead and try it. Okay, so tell us what you have for the Valentine's special. What's your most popular now?
So for Valentine's Day, the most popular is going to be our guava and cheese pastelito petit gâteau. It's this one right here. It says love. We also have the rose over here. It is a lychee tart with vanilla ganache on top. And yeah, that's pretty much all that we have for Valentine's Day.
We really saved the best for last. I mean, this was absolutely amazing. These were the hottest spots for Valentine's Day this year, but if you missed it, you can always come next year. I'm Leanne Abu-Tarbush reporting for the South Florida Media Network.
The Panthers take the ice in Minnesota, hoping to move up the playoff standing.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
26 to 18, and rebound. Jimmy Butler drives in and scores. In the corner for Jimmy.
The Heat took on the #1 team in the Western Conference. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
If a natural disaster shows up at your doorstep, you can't just turn it away. That's why it's important to prepare for emergencies before they show up. Go to ready.gov/plan to find the tools and tips you need. And make a plan today.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Sergey. Okay.
Jokic could throw anybody off
The Miami Heat hoping to strike gold as they visited their home by the Denver Nuggets. Miami was dealing with injuries as they hosted the #1 team in the Western Conference.
No Kyle Lowry, no Tyler Hero, but the Heat still looked great for much of the game. Jimmy Butler played well and kept the game close, but Miami eventually fell to a very good Denver team. Final score, Heat 108, Nuggets 112. Up next for the Heat is a road game in Brooklyn tomorrow night.
What a night for the Panthers goalie in Minnesota, Sergei Bobrovsky.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Kelly Sanchez.
I'm Hawa Ezel. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.